Hi and welcome to my channel. This is Shakoi. Today I want to talk to you about how to apply for colleges in the US. Huwa napata maswali mingi sana through my inbox, so today I want to take the opportunity to give you some information for those of you who are dreaming to come to the US as a student. I want to start by saying when I meet people in Kenya, they tell me, Akisu nitafutie scholarship. So I want you to take the initiative yourself to go look for them, but I'll give you information on how to do it because that's what I did too. I didn't know anyone here and I took the challenge, or I didn't have an option. I really wanted to pursue the dream to come to the US. So during that time, it was paperwork. I would paperwork through mail. So I'd go to school and then come back during the holiday, nione kama nimepata barua back from the States. Because at that time, internet was not mainstream. So let's get started. So now we have the internet, things are way easier, and I want to help you to get to your dream if that is your dream to come here to America as a student. So the first step is application, right? So where do you start? You start by Google, right? So let's go to Google and type in all universities in the US by state, all universities in America by state. Number two, I want you to also Google all community colleges in the US by state. So the Google results should give you, for the universities, they should give you a web page. There are probably many web pages, but the one that I got was, which one did I get? Let me see. I got graduatehotline.com. Graduatehotline.com. This is for universities. So it's gonna list all universities in the US by state. And then for the community colleges, we'll talk about that later on. So the questions you want to answer yourself, or you want to ask and look for the answers are, what am I looking for? Are you looking for graduate school? Are you looking for trade school? Are you looking, is cost important to you? Is the weather important to you? And you probably might not really, akiwezi kuelewa nikikwambia winter ni baridi. So when I applied first to come to America, the university admission counselor wrote me a letter and told me, hey, by the way, Minnesota is a very cold state. When you come here, make sure you have warm clothing. For me, I'm just thinking, okay, warm clothing for, sweta yangu warm, right? But the weather, if the weather is an issue for you, then I'd say if you don't really respond very well with cold, I'd say Google the map of America, alafu kata katikati. Anything below katikati, the weather is more favorable. So I would say apply for those schools that are below. But kama ni mwanaume mwanamke mwenye unawezana na hiyo story, then weather doesn't matter. Or at this point in your life, you probably are just looking for an opportunity, and you will survive all that, or you're willing to to make a sacrifice short term, then that was not for you. So after you Google all universities in the US by state, okay, so another thing, sorry. Does the college name matter to you? Reputation in your college, does that matter to you, or you just want a college degree? Doesn't matter to you. So it matters to you, then I would say go back to Google and Google university, US university ranking. Alafu angalia ile inakuwa top ranked, whatever you're looking for utapata. So if that matters, the cost, the weather, the college name, what you're looking for, Google, you'll get it. Okay, so once you've Googled and you've gotten all those results, I want you to apply to as many universities as possible. Usiogope, apply mingi sana. You want to get an opportunity, don't stop at nothing. But here's the thing. Most schools, if you apply online, before you submit the application, it's a long application. They ask you your name, blah, 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 all that. Before you submit the application, they want you to pay. And the average application fee is $38. And it can get as high as $100. But I don't want you to pay that much because, I want you to apply over 20 universities, 30, 40. Lakini, staki ulipe $38 for every application. That's a lot of money. And I suspect you're looking for an opportunity. I didn't have that kind of money when I applied. So there are ways. I want to talk to you about ways to avoid that application fee. So kuna kona yangu ya Kenya, we like shortcuts. So I suggest there's a shortcut. One is print. When you're applying online, print every page of the application. Alafu, go back to the college webpage and look for the admissions email. Take a picture of the printouts. Alafu, email admissions, the forms that you just filled. That way, umeavoid application fee. They might come back to you and say, hey, you need to pay application fee, to which you're going to respond by saying what? Excuse me, madam. Excuse me, sir. How can I qualify, or how can I get the opportunity? How can you waive this fee because I cannot afford? And they should be able to tell you how to qualify or how to waive that fee. Ama, if you don't want to do it that way, I am going to put a link below this video. There is a list of all universities that will waive an application fee for you if you ask for it, or they will tell you a way to waive it. So nitakuwekea link hapa hivi. So that's another way. So two ways: print an email, or actually just be upfront. Email admissions and say, hey, admissions, I have a question. I want to apply for admissions in your college, but I cannot afford the application fee. Can you tell me how to qualify for this? And they will tell you. If they don't have a way to waive, then songa mbele, kuna universities mingi. So that's the way to do it. The next step, once you go, let's say you went to all universities. Let's assume you went to the state that I live in. I live in Arizona. So let's, for instance, say you chose Arizona State. The first page, they'll ask you, are you a transfer student? Are you transferring from another college? Are you a freshman? Is this your first time to go to college? Are you international student? You want to click on international student. Sasa hapo utapewa what the requirements are. Make sure you write down or print out that page. Ndio uangalie what is required. One thing that is going to be required is either SAT or TOEFL. So I'll tell you about TOEFL. It's test of English as a foreign language, where this is, they want results. So where can you take TOEFL? Go to ets.org. E for Emmy, T for Tom, S for Sam, .org. Oprah, Railway, God. So ets.org. Alafu ukifika huko, they'll ask you to register. You want to register? Alafu they'll ask you to choose the test center. I know of 2 test centers. There is one in Eldoret and then there is one in Nairobi. I did mine in Mombasa. I don't know if they still have it, but once you register, they'll tell you your nearest. You can choose the location. In that website, it's going to ask you what country. Obviously, you're going to choose the country that you're in. It is $200 to take that test. So I'll give you an advice. Make sure you choose a date that you'll be able to make it, because okay, choose dates and then you fail and you have to reschedule, they'll charge you $60. It's a business. $60 hiyo ni 6,000 shillings yenye unatafuta, yenye unataka kusave. So I'd say schedule that test further so that you can plan. Alafu practice the test in that website as well. Before you take it, there's practice tests. You should be able to utilize that. So the monster question, where are opportunities for scholarships? How did I get here myself? Like I said, mimi sikuwa najua mtu, nilijifanyia kila kitu peke yangu. I was that person who would know someone who knows somebody in the States and wauliza, aki nitafutie visa. I used even not to say scholarship. I say nitafutie visa. And people would say, oh, I don't have a way. And I would think to myself, oh wow, they're either lying to me or, you know, they don't want to help me. So I started just kujifanyia. So what I did is, there wasn't like internet mainstream like it is right now. I bought a book that has all the list of universities in the US. Alafu nikafanya what I'm telling you right now. I started applying. Luckily, God really answered my prayer, because it was the desire of my heart to come to this country since I was in high school. Nikapata response in one of the universities that gave me a scholarship of about almost 90%. Hallelujah. So how did I get accepted? I got accepted because I was very brief. That's what they told me. After I came here, the admission counselor akaniita siku ingine akaniambia, hey, do you know why I gave you a scholarship? I said, no, why? Akaniambia, because I was very brief and it looked to her that all I wanted was to go to school. That's all I wanted. And she wanted to offer me that opportunity. And this was profound, and I wondered why she was telling me that. So she continued by telling me, hey, you know, other people write letters and they tell you stories and they are begging, but for you, you just wanted an education. And that's what I did. I looked for scholarships for you that applied to you, na nikakupatia. So that's my advice for you when you apply. Usiseme story mingi vile unateseka, usibeg, just go to the point and tell your story in a sense that will connect with others without begging. For instance, if you want to become a doctor, tell a story of why you want to become a doctor. People who help want to know that you're going to help other people. If you want to be a doctor for animals, tell a story of how in your community, hakuna hospitali ya wanyama, and it's your dream to go establish a rescue center in your community. People like those kind of things, people who give. By the way, these scholarships ni pesa ya Americans wenye wanapeana pesa to institutions for different causes. So for instance, kuna watu wanapenda wanyama, kuna watu wanapenda dogs. So they give their fortunes, they give their money to universities to say, if there's a struggling student who wants to go cater for animals, this money should be for them. So connect with the other person's purpose. Scholarship si pesa tu inakaa hapo bure ya kupea mtu tu mwenye anabeg. No, it's very intentional for people who give. So for instance, nimekupatia hiyo example. So if you're writing a letter about your story, why do you want to be probably a chef? Because you want to go improve nutrition in your community. Unataka kwenda kufanya nini? People want to know that you're going to utilize their money to help others. Watu wenye wanapeana pesa, even me, if I'm to give you something, I want to make sure that you're a good custodian of that something that I'm giving you. You get? So when you ask for scholarships, tell a compelling story and make sure you really mean it. Kama your passion is to go educate, to go teach entrepreneurial skills to women, or to provide opportunities somewhere in your village, in your urban area, whatever, tell that story because there is money. I believe in destiny. Kuna mtu anataka kuconnect na story yako na atakusaidia. Get it? So when you're writing a story on why you need a scholarship. Make sure it's coming from the heart. Alafu make sure you're telling a story on how you're going to help others, how you're going to be a good custodian, how you're going to use the knowledge, the opportunity in your umepewa kupea someone else. Okay, so where are opportunities? Kuna opportunities kama hizi wapi ya scholarships, religious schools, Bible colleges, or just religious schools. Shule ya watu, like Baptist colleges, because part of their mission is to reach out to developing countries. Like I said, there's someone waiting to connect with something in you. So whatever you want to do, apply to those colleges and tell them what you want to do. Historically black colleges, wako na scholarships somewhere. Apply. States with high poverty rates. So you want to Google what states have high poverty rates. I'll give you an example, Mississippi. The reason I say that is because where there is poverty, education iko chini, and people are not exposed to probably getting those education opportunities. So kuna scholarships. So kuna opportunities, take advantage of those. Kuna scholarships in their schools. Less populated states, Google that. Mahali kama Alaska, it is cold, watu wataki kwenda huko, lakini kuna universities. Alaska is a rich state. So kuna pesa, kuna opportunities, kuna opportunity for you. So since you're listening to this, apply for schools in Alaska. The state of Alaska is cold. It's for a little while. The sacrifice you're making is to get the opportunity to get you from where you are now to where you want to go. Next is community colleges. Community colleges, price yao ni half of what universities are. The thing is, it's only 2 years. So watakusaidia kupata associate's degree ni kama diploma. Alafu you'll need to transfer after that. But you'll have saved your money. So kama universities, for instance, one credit unit ni average $200. For community colleges, average cost ni $100. So if cost is your priority, then consider, and it's your first degree, then consider community colleges. And what did he say? You're gonna Google all community colleges in the US by state. Some community colleges are only $60 a credit. So it's really affordable if you are self-sponsoring yourself. So I'd say go that way. I think nimejibu most of the questions. Nakutakia mema. Nakwambia kuna nafasi yako kama it's your the desire of your heart and you've been praying. There's a scripture in the Bible that says God is a rewarder to those who believe and are constantly seeking him. So wewe amini, where there is a will, there is a way. Na ukienda university fulani na umeipenda, alafu unaona pesa ni expensive, usijifukuze based on the cost. Do not. You never know what plans God has for you. Asa mimi sikuwa na pesa wakati nilikuwa na apply, and I never knew in my wildest dream that I would get that opportunity. But guess what? Mungu alinifungulia njia. Mimi nakutakia mema kabisa, nataka Mungu akufungulie njia yako. Kama njia yako ni America na this is your destiny, or this is your way to your destiny, utakuja, lakini lazima ufanye kazi yako. And I'm helping you do the work. So I had questions, a lot of questions. I hope I answered them. So one of the questions that I had in my inbox is, how long does it take? So give yourself at least 1 year for the process. How do you get a visa? Hiyo ni njia moja ya kuja kama mwanafunzi. What are the requirements? Utaona hapo ukishaenda kwa webpage ya shule, itakupatia requirements ya international students. Na kama uko na swali, niulize. How much will it cost? Utaiona hiyo cost hapo. Can you stay in the US more than 1 year? I think I'll have to do this video, another extra video for this. Alafu, how did you cope? Oh my goodness. Hiyo ni story ya siku ingine. I have to do another video for that one. Alafu, did you find a job? Hiyo sasa ni story ingine. So let's take one step at a time. I'll do another video answering some of these questions after you apply, what you should expect in America, how to cope and all that. So nashukuru sana kwa time yako. I hope I answered most of your questions. I just wanted to do this video so that someone can benefit. Kama una mtu wa kujibu hizi maswali, unajitakia kuendelea kimaisha na hii ni njia yako ya kuendelea, I hope I was able to help you kidogo. Kama uko na maswali beyond what I discussed, please reach out to me by putting a comment below so that others can read and I can also just to suulize the same questions over and over. So thank you so much. I wish you all the best as you plan your future. Mungu ako nawe. Thank you again. God bless you.